History remembers great victories. It remembers devastating defeats. But every so often, history witnesses a moment so extraordinary that it challenges everything we believe about war. This is the story of an enemy commander who made a decision that shocked both friend and foe. By 1942, World War II had entered one of its deadliest chapters. Across the Atlantic, thousands of merchant ships carried soldiers, civilians, food, fuel, and ammunition. Hidden beneath those same waters, German submarines hunted silently, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Every convoy represented hope for the Allies. Every successful attack brought Germany one step closer to cutting Britain's lifeline. Beneath the waves, patience was the greatest weapon. Sometimes, submarine crews waited for hours without making a single sound. On the evening of September 12th, one submarine received a promising contact. A large vessel, traveling alone across the South Atlantic. To the submarine commander, it looked like another military target. No one knew this encounter would soon become one of the most controversial events of the entire war. Far above the hidden submarine, life aboard the ship continued almost normally. Families gathered for evening meals. Crew members performed their routine duties. Soldiers shared quiet conversations beneath the fading light. Very few realized they were already being watched. As darkness settled across the Atlantic, the submarine slowed to a careful pace. Through the periscope, the captain watched every movement of the distant liner. He measured its speed, calculated its course, then gave a quiet command. Deep inside the steel hull, the crew prepared for an attack that could be over in seconds. Moments later, a torpedo burst from its launch tube and disappeared beneath the waves. Hidden by darkness, it raced toward its target. On board the ocean liner, passengers continued their evening routines, unaware that danger was already closing in. The explosion shattered the silence. A towering column of water rose beside the ship. Steel groaned under immense pressure as flooding began below deck. Within moments, emergency alarms echoed through every corridor. The battle for survival had begun. Crew members rushed to organize an evacuation. Lifeboats were lowered into rough seas as frightened families searched for one another. Some sailors stayed behind, guiding civilians toward safety. Others disappeared into smoke-filled passageways, helping those trapped below. As the submarine approached the disaster, its crew expected to see only enemy survivors. Instead, they heard voices speaking different languages. The realization came slowly. This ship had carried far more than military personnel. In that moment, the captain understood that his next decision would be remembered long after the war itself had ended. The submarine slowed to a crawl. Floating wreckage stretched for miles. Every passing minute revealed more survivors struggling against the cold Atlantic. Some clung to broken timber. Others drifted silently in overcrowded lifeboats. The battle was over, but another was only beginning. As officers gathered information, an unexpected picture emerged. The passenger list included military personnel, civilian families, medical workers, and prisoners caught in the conflict. The captain realized this tragedy had reached far beyond a single military target. Every rescue made the submarine slower, more visible, more vulnerable, yet the captain refused to abandon those still waiting in the water. Additional survivors were guided toward nearby lifeboats, while the submarine remained on the surface despite the growing danger. A radio message was transmitted across the open sea. It appealed for assistance from any nearby vessel willing to help rescue the survivors. It was an extraordinary request during wartime. But in the middle of the Atlantic, saving lives had become more important than continuing the hunt. The rescue continued through the morning. The sea appeared calm, but everyone on board knew the danger had not disappeared. A surfaced submarine could be seen from miles away. Every minute spent helping survivors increased the risk of being discovered. Just after sunrise, a lookout pointed toward the horizon. A distant aircraft was approaching. At first, no one knew whether it was friendly or hostile. The engines grew louder with every passing second. There was no time to hide. Diving would mean leaving hundreds of exhausted survivors behind. Instead, the crew tried to make their intentions clear. Weapons remained silent. Rescue efforts continued in full view of the approaching aircraft. From the cockpit, the pilots saw an extraordinary scene: a German submarine, surrounded not by warships, but by lifeboats filled with frightened people. Unsure of what he was witnessing, he circled above, searching for answers before making his next move. Below, the captain looked toward the sky. Above, the pilot studied the sea. Neither man fully understood the other's intentions. Within moments, a single decision would transform a rescue mission into one of the most debated incidents of the Second World War. The aircraft continued circling overhead. Below, the submarine remained on the surface, surrounded by lifeboats and exhausted survivors. Every person on board understood the danger. One misunderstanding, one wrong decision, could turn a rescue into another tragedy. The submarine crew avoided any action that might appear hostile. Medical supplies were shared. Drinking water was distributed. Injured survivors received first aid wherever space could be found. For a brief moment, survival mattered more than nationality. High above the Atlantic, uncertainty remained. Reports passed between air crews and commanders. Information was incomplete. The unusual scene below raised difficult questions. In war, hesitation could save lives, or cost them. On the ocean, the rescue continued without pause. Some survivors finally reached the safety of crowded lifeboats. Others searched the endless water for missing friends and family. Hope and fear drifted together with every passing wave. Before long, the fragile calm would be broken. Decisions made far from the ocean's surface were about to reshape the fate of everyone below. The next chapter would reveal how quickly compassion and conflict could collide in the middle of the Atlantic. Hundreds of people were still stranded across the Atlantic. Some drifted in lifeboats, others clung to floating wreckage, hoping another rescue vessel would appear. Every passing hour brought exhaustion, dehydration, and uncertainty. Time had become their greatest enemy.